Okay, great. I'm just gonna say a quick hello, and so that way Max knows where to start, and that way we can go. And utilize the chat, and let's have some fun. Let's start off 2022 with a nice read. Oh, and do Birdman next week with Chris Emanuel is directing Birdman next week. So he's still looking for people. If anybody's interested, sign up. Yeah, it's gonna be, he's got a great vision for it. It's gonna be a good one.
Sign me up.
All right, excellent. All right, have a good show, everybody. All right, I'm gonna say a quick hello, and then Timmy, I'll be like, you can start the narration of the play. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first reading of Chaos Theater Collective's 2022 season. This is very exciting. We are going to be starting off the night reading a wonderful movie called Howl's Moving Castle. It came out in 2006. It's a beautiful story about love and compassion and destiny, and it's got a wonderful message about war and the perils that kind of come with it. It's kind of one of my favorite recently discovered films. I watched it for the first time. I fell in love with it. I thought the music was great. I thought the story was wonderful. I'm just very excited to share it. And it's going to be a great cast. It's going to be a great night. And thank you for joining with us as always. And now I'm going to turn it over to Timmy, who's going to narrate the story for us. Good evening, everybody.
Howl's Moving Castle. We open on a foggy landscape and hear the gentle rumblings of a great machine coming towards us. Out of the fog appears a dilapidated, haphazard building that can only be described as a castle on 4 mechanical talon legs. Steam and smoke pour out of it as it makes its way up the countryside. The fog clears and we see it cross through a farm with sheep grazing. The camera drops down through a turn-of-the-century town, a town where magic is commonplace amongst machinery. We zoom in through a window and we see a young woman with braided hair neatly sewing away in a millinery workshop. This is Sophie. 18, practical, sensible. There's a knock on the door.
Oh, no, I have to finish this. You go and have fun.
Well, wait up. There isn't anything wrong with my dress, is there? Oh, check it out. Look, Howl's Castle is there.
The shop girls turn to the window. There it is. Howl's Castle nestles safely between the trees, unnoticed by the warplanes that fly by.
Yeah? The castle? Where?
It's over there. Wow, so close.
Oh my.
Oh, it's gone. It just disappeared in the mist. Didn't you see those battleships that just passed in front of the window?
He's hiding from the planes. Have you heard of a girl called Martha? She lives in South Haven. Her heart was stolen by Howl.
I'm scared.
Oh.
Don't worry. He only preys on pretty girls.
They laugh. They laugh and exit the shop, leaving Sophie behind. After a few moments of looking out the window, she puts the final touches on the hat and tosses it onto a mannequin head. We cut to Sophie leaving the shop, locking the door and putting on a more simple hat than the colorful ones she was making. As she crosses the street, more warplanes fly overhead. She hops onto a tram car, which passes the ticker tape parade honoring the soldiers leaving to do battle. Clearly, there's some sort of war happening, and Sophie, who is ignoring all the commotion, wants no part of it. She crosses behind an alleyway and is stopped by 2 soldiers who are supposed to be on duty, but...
Hey, little mouse, you looking for something?
Oh, no, I'm lost.
Oh, this little mouse looks thirsty. We should take her for a cup of tea.
No, thanks. I'm in a hurry. My sister's expecting me.
She really is a cute little mouse.
How old are you anyway? You live around here?
Leave me alone.
You scared her. Your mustache scares all the girls.
So I think she's even cuter when she's scared.
A man appears out of nowhere and puts a hand on her shoulder, his silver ring giving off a twinkle in the sunlight.
There you are, sweetheart. Sorry I'm late. I was looking everywhere for you.
Hey, we're busy here.
Are you really? It looked to me like the two of you were just leaving.
The man twirls his fingers and the soldiers, like puppets, turn and march away on their heels, protesting the whole time. Sophie turns back to the mysterious stranger who saved her. He is tall, blonde, and devastatingly handsome.
Don't hold it against them. They're actually not all that bad. Where to? I'll be your escort this evening.
Oh, I'm just going to the bakery.
Don't get alarmed, but I'm being followed. Act normal.
He offers his arm to Sophie, who takes it nervously. As they walk, big, inky, blobbish shadows in flat straw hats start appearing from everywhere. The walls, the cracks, the wooden barrels.
Sorry, looks like you're involved. This way.
The man and Sophie turn a corner and run with the inky guards coming at them from all sides. It looks like they're going to be caught until...
Hold on.
He grabs Sophie by the waist and they suddenly fly up through the air, leaving the blobs to crash into each other on the ground.
Now straighten your legs and start walking. See, not so hard, is it?
With his hands on hers, they start literally walking on air. Sophie's face changes from terror to delight as she sees the crowds below. It's the most amazing thing she's ever done in her life up until then.
You are a natural.
They walk to the top balcony of the bakery where Sophie's sister works. He guides her down.
I'll be sure to draw them off, but wait a bit before you head back outside.
Okay.
That's my girl.
With the leap, the man vanishes into thin air. We then cut inside to the bakery where Sophie's very pretty younger sister, Letty, is running the counter. It's surrounded by men, admirers.
Here you are. Thank you, sir.
I wish I could buy a chocolate as sweet as you, Letty.
Another clerk whispers in Letty's ear and a look of concern spreads across her face.
What?
Letty runs out from behind the counter and dashes up the stairs to the balcony where her sister has landed.
Sophie!
Oh, Letty!
What's going on? Somebody told me you just floated down onto our balcony.
So that did happen. It wasn't a dream.
Cut to the back room where Sophie and Letty are sitting on some boxes. Sophie has just told Letty the whole story of what happened to her.
Wow. He must have been a wizard then.
He was so kind to me. He rescued me, Letty.
Of course he did. He was trying to steal your heart. You were so lucky, Sophie. If that wizard were Howl, he would have eaten it.
No, he wouldn't. Howl only does that to beautiful girls.
Don't give me that. You need to be more careful. It's dangerous out there. Even the Witch of the Wastes is back on the prowl. Are you listening?
Huh? All right.
Letty!
I just wanted to make
Flares
sure
are done.
Be there in a minute. Thank you. Well, I suppose you better get going, but Sophie, do you really want to spend the rest of your life in that hat shop?
The shop was just so important to Father, and I'm the eldest. I don't mind.
I'm not asking you what Father would have wanted. I want to know what you want.
Well,
it's your life, Sophie. Do something for yourself for once, won't you?
bye, Letty.
To the Millionaires Shop at night. Sophie has just gotten back from the bakery. She comes in, locks the door, puts down her hat, and lights the lamp. The door opens, and in walks a very tall, very stately woman with a large neck and chin in a black dress and a matching hat, the brim covering both of her eyes.
I'm sorry, but the shop is closed now, ma'am. I could have sworn I locked that door. I must have forgotten.
The woman looks up. She's quite imposing with red lipstick and green eyeshadow.
What a tacky shop. I've never seen such a tacky little hats. Yet you are by far the tackiest thing here.
I'm afraid you'll have to leave now.
Fuming, Sophie marches to the door and opens it, gesturing for the rude woman to leave.
Standing up to the Witch of the Waste, hmm? Well, that's plucky.
The Witch of the Waste?
Suddenly, her two footmen, inky shadow blobs like the ones pursuing the wizard earlier, block the doorway, and the witch, spreading her arms out like a bat, soars over Sophie, who covers her face. The witch turns to her when she reaches the door.
The best part of that spell is that you can't tell anyone about it. My regards to Howl.
The Witch of the Waste shuts the door, and after a few moments, Sophie looks up. The witch's spell has aged her to become a 90-year-old woman.
What? Oh, that's really me? Isn't it? Oh, I've got to stay calm. Ah, I've got to stay calm. There's no use panicking, Sophie. Oh, it's a bad dream. It's a bad dream. That's all. Just go inside. Just go to bed. You're going to be fine, Sophie. You're just going to be.
She runs to her room as fast as her legs can carry her. Cut to the milliner's shop in the next morning. A woman wearing a very stylish dress and hat gets out of the car and carries a parasol inside. This is Sophie's mother, and the ladies are excited to see her after a long trip.
Look who's here!
You're back.
She's home. Welcome back, ma'am.
Oh, look at you.
What did you think of my hat? It's all the rage in Kingsbury.
Oh, fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
It suits you very well, ma'am.
I know. Our customers will love it. Don't you think? Sophie? Sophie!
She crosses to the workshop and sees it's empty.
I'm afraid your daughter hasn't come downstairs yet today, ma'am.
That's strange. I wonder what's wrong.
She makes her way up to Sophie's room and knocks on her door.
Sophie? Sophie? Sophie?
Don't come in here. I've got a bad cold. Don't want you to catch it.
You sound ghastly. Like some 90-year-old woman.
I'll just stay in bed all day. So you go on.
Well, if you insist.
Cut to inside the bedroom. Sophie has a blanket wrapped around her and looks in the mirror.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Well, this isn't so bad now, is it? You're still in pretty good shape, and well, your clothes finally suit you. But you can't stay like this here for long.
Cut to the kitchen. Sophie packs some food up in a satchel. As she makes her way down outside and down the back roads, we see a group of men surrounding a newspaper.
Did you hear? They're blaming us for losing the prince.
Sounds like they may start a war over this.
Better hope he turns up soon. No one wants a war.
The men nod in agreement. Cut to a bridge crossing. Sophie slowly makes her way down the stairs. She spots a man and his son on a cart full of hay with some horses at the front and hurries over to it.
Sure, there's room in the bike and sure there's room in the back, but if you'd like, but where are you headed?
Just a little ways further than where you're going.
Sophie rides on the back of the cart into the base of the mountains. Cut to the mountains in the afternoon. Sophie is making her own way now. She stops to eat her meager meal of bread and cheese.
I'll never get there with these legs. At least my teeth haven't worn out yet.
She spots a good, strong-looking stick poking out of some nearby bushes.
Oh, that would make a nice cane. Up we go. Might be a bit big.
With some difficulty, she wrestles to get it out of the bushes.
Ugh, this is a stubborn branch. You're not gonna get the best of this old lady.
Groaning as she finally frees the stick, revealing a jolly scarecrow on the other end. He can't say anything. He's just a grinning turnip on a pole with a hat, a coat, and a pipe. He lets his actions do the talking.
Oh, you're just a scarecrow. I was afraid you were one of those blob men. But how are you standing on your own like that? Your head is a turnip. I've always hated turnips ever since I was little. At least you're not upside down at least you're not upside down now. So long.
She continues her walk, the wind whistling around her. She struggles against it.
It's too cold, and I can see the town. I've barely moved.
As she turns, she sees the scarecrow bobbing along in the distance behind her.
Go away! Quit following me. There's no need to thank me. You don't owe me a thing. I'm sure you have some kind of spell on you, and I've had more than enough witches and spells. Just go find a field and stand in it.
The scarecrow jumps towards her, carrying a very lovely cane. He holds it out to her.
Why, thank you. This cane is perfect. Just what I need. If you want to do me one more favor, you could run off and find me a place to stay.
The scarecrow turns and bobs back down the path. Sophie chuckles to herself.
I seem to have become quite cunning in my old age.
Cut to a large battleship in the darkening sky. Sophie looks up at it. Night is settling in and it's getting colder. She sets herself down on a rock, shivering.
Oh, why do you get so cold when you're old? I'm fatter than ever, and yet the wind blows right through me. Someone's got a fire going. Maybe there's a cabin nearby.
There's a rumble from behind a hill with smoke billowing out in sheets. Sophie gets up and sees Howl's moving castle in all its steampunk glory. The scarecrow is bouncing alongside it proudly as if to say, "Look what I did! Look what I did!"
You turnip head! That's Howl's castle! That is not what I meant when I asked for a place to stay. Look at that. They call this a castle?
The castle makes its way down the hill and the scarecrow, or turnip head as we'll call him now, hops over to what looks like a backdoor stoop.
Is that the way in?
She goes as fast as she can down the hill and grabs onto the banister.
Slow down, for heaven's sake. Make up your mind. Are you going to let me in or... Oh.
Her shawl flies away into the wind.
Oh, my shawl. It's nice and warm in there, so I'm going in.
She opens the unlocked door and peers into a darkened room, turning back to Turnip Head, who has grabbed her shawl and hands it to her.
Oh, my shawl. Oh, thank you. I'm sure Howl won't eat the heart of a shriveled old lady like me. It's been a pleasure meeting you, even if you are my least favorite vegetable. Take care, turnip head.
She turns and goes into what is actually a messy kitchen. A fire is glowing in the hearth. Sophie crosses to the chair that's in front and collapses on it.
What a dump! When they said castle, this is not what I pictured.
The fire peers out from underneath his log and takes a good long look at Sophie.
I don't envy you, lady. This one bad curse. Curses are tough. You're gonna have a very hard time getting rid of that one.
The fire spoke.
Let me guess. The curse won't allow you to talk about it, right? Huh.
Are you Howl?
No, I'm an extremely powerful fire demon named Calcifer.
A fire demon. Well, then, you should be able to break my curse?
Maybe, maybe not. Listen, if you can find a way to break the spell that's on me, then I'll break the spell that's on you. You got it?
If you're a demon, how do I know I can trust you? Do you promise to help me if I help you?
Nah, I don't know, lady. Demons don't make promises.
Then go find someone else.
Come on, you should feel sorry for me. This spell keeps me stuck in this castle and Hal treats me like I'm his slave. It burns me up. You gotta keep the water hot, the rooms warm, keep the castle moving.
That's rough.
You ever tried to move a castle? If you could figure out how to break this thing I'm in with Howl, then you could break my spell. After that, I can easily break the spell that's on you.
All right, it's a deal.
Hey, lady, hello, lady, hey, lady, hey, let me get over there. Some big help you're gonna be me.
She falls asleep and starts snoring. The next morning in Hal's kitchen, in the light we see by the door a color-coded wheel with 4 different colors: blue, red, yellow, black. A pounding on the door leads a little boy named Markle to come down the stairs and discover the sleeping Sophie.
Hey, who is this lady?
Port Haven door.
How did she get in here?
He grabs a cloak and puts it around his head. A gray beard sprouts down from his chin, giving him an older appearance.
Stand by.
The dial is set to blue. He opens the door.
Mr. Mayor, good day. I'm afraid my master is out at the moment. I speak for him in his absence.
An invitation from His Majesty the King. The time for war is upon us. His Majesty requires that every witch and wizard aid our homeland. Wizard Jenkins must report to the palace immediately. That is all.
Oh, I can't believe it's come to this.
And what do you think you're doing here, Grandma?
Calcifer said I could come in.
I did not. She just wandered in here from the wastes.
She's from the wastes? How do we know she's not a witch?
Do you really think I'd let a witch in here?
The doorbell rings.
Port Haven door again.
Must be a customer. Stand by. Yes, my dear child.
My mom sent me to pick up a spell.
Ah, yes. Do come in.
Okay.
Just keep quiet and don't cause any trouble, Grandma.
Excuse me. Granny, are you a witch too?
That's right. I'm the scariest witch of them all.
Dust your ship off with this powder and the winds will favor it.
Thanks.
Farewell, child. Quit telling lies to our customers.
And what about you? You're wearing a disguise.
I have to. Practicing magic.
Doorbell jingles again.
It's the Kingsbury door.
Stand by.
Markle turns the dial to red before opening it onto a completely different location than before.
Good day. Would this be the residence of the great wizard Pendragon?
It is.
I bear an invitation from His Majesty the King. Please inform Master Pendragon that all witches and wizards are required to report for duty at the palace.
I will inform them that right away.
He takes the invitation and removes his disguise after the soldier leaves. Sophie has followed him out to look in wonder at the bustling street outside.
Oh, this is the royal city, isn't it?
Move it, Grandma, or else you'll lose your nose and stop wandering around.
Disregarding Markle's words, Sophie turns the dial on the portal door to green. She steps out the door into a desolate wasteland. Behind her, the hulking castle looms. The steps and little doors she used to first enter the castle can be seen. She goes back into the house and turns the dial back to blue. She steps out again into a little town street. Behind her is a normal-looking house with the great wizard Jenkins painted above the door. She goes back into the house again, but before she has time to try another color...
Leave it alone, Grandma. I'm getting angry.
This is a magic house, isn't it? So, tell me, where does the black one lead?
Only Howl knows that. I need some breakfast. I'm starved.
Don't you want to have some bacon and eggs?
Yes, but we can't use the fire. Master Howell's not here.
Don't worry, I can cook.
It doesn't matter if you can cook. Calcifer only obeys Master Howl.
That's right, lady. I'm not taking any orders from you.
All right, Calcifer, let's get cooking.
I don't cook. I'm a scary and powerful fire demon.
How would you like a bucket of cold water in your face? Or maybe I should tell Howl about our bargain?
Oh, stupid me. I should have never let her in here.
So, what'll it be?
Calcifer makes muffled noises as he fights to stop Sophie putting a pan over his face.
That's right, that's a good fire.
She wins the battle of wills and puts the bacon and eggs in the pan. We can almost smell the food cooking. It looks so good.
Here's another curse. May all your bacon burn.
Calcifer, what? Calcifer, doing what she's saying. Do what she says.
I think I'd like some tea too. Do you have a kettle?
Sure.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't get the kettle. Whose side are you on anyway? No, Markle, what are you doing?
Markle gets the kettle as the back door opens. In comes the man who saved Sophie from the soldiers. Howl, the mysterious wizard himself. He looks exhausted.
Master Howl, the king's messengers were here. They said that you have to report to the palace as both Pendragon and Jenkins.
Calcifer, you're being so obedient.
Not on purpose. She bullied me.
Not just anybody can do that. And you are who?
You can call me Grandma Sophie. I'm your new cleaning lady. I just started work today.
Give that to me. Hand me 2 more slices of that bacon and 6 more of those eggs.
As Howl cracks the eggs into the pan, he feeds Calcifer the shells.
Yummy.
So then, who hired you to clean?
Calcifer did. He's disgusted by how dirty it is in here.
Markle, get the plates.
Wait a second. You're all gonna eat while I do all the work?
I'm gonna have some breakfast, Sophie. Take a seat.
As they sit down, Sophie looks disdainfully at the mess on the table. Everything truly is filthy.
Seems I have my work cut out for me.
Choose a utensil. You have to choose one because all the rest are dirty.
Bread, Markle, Sophie.
Yes, thank you.
So, friends, enjoy. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. I can't remember the last time we had a real breakfast.
Markle slurps down his breakfast like a beast to Sophie's disgust.
Even the manners in this house are a mess.
So, what do you have hidden in your pocket, Sophie?
Well, what's this?
Let me have a look.
She's about to hand Howl the envelope when it suddenly pops open and lands on the table. It burns and singes the table, leaving behind a coded message.
Scourge marks. It's a magic spell, and how can you read it?
This is really an ancient sorcery, and it's powerful too.
It is? Is it from the Witch of the Waste?
You, the one who grasped a shooting star. Such a heartless man. Your heart is mine. Can't be good for the table.
With a gesture of his hand, Howl removes the scorch marks.
It's gone.
The mark may be gone, but the spell is still there, I'm afraid. Excuse me, my friends. Please continue your meal. Calcifer, move the castle 60 miles to the west. And while you're at it, make hot water for my bath.
Howl exits upstairs.
Fine. Like moving the castle wasn't hard enough.
You're not working for the Witch of the Waste, are you?
I would never work for that witch. She's the one who... If I ever get my hands on that witch, I'm gonna wring her fat neck. Finish your breakfast.
She shovels down her food. Cut to cleaning montage. A broom sweeping the ceiling furiously. Sophie has taken on the enormous task of cleaning the really disgusting house and is channeling her anger into making it shine. Markle is staying outside in his disguise and out of her way.
I've had enough of this. You bugs better run off before I bite your heads off. I'm sick of being treated like some timid little old lady.
Hey there, is my potion ready?
You better come back later. There's a witch on the rampage in there.
Oh.
Inside the house, Calcifer is struggling in his hearth.
Sophie, please help me. I'm going out. Please get me some firewood, quick. What are you doing? No, wait. I can't hold it anymore. You crazy lady with tongs.
Now let me sweep out the ashes. I'll do it quickly. Don't worry.
No, don't. You're killing me. Please help me. I'm falling down. I can't hold it anymore. Please, Sophie, help. Hurry.
He falls into a small pot and is picked up by the now clean and refreshed Howl. He pours him back into the hearth and, using his magic, restores Calcifer back to his normal size.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't torment my friend.
Master Howl, are you going out now?
Markle, make sure the cleaning lady doesn't get too carried away while I'm gone.
With that, Howl steps out the back door and disappears.
Sophie, what did you do now?
She almost smothered me. If I die, Howl dies too, you know.
Oh, be quiet. You're all right. Now quit bothering me. I've got a job to do.
No, Sophie, you're not allowed to go up there.
Whatever you don't want me to clean, best hide it now.
See, my room's the last, okay?
He runs up the stairs. Sophie chuckles and follows after him.
These little outbursts seem to be giving me some energy.
We delve deeper into the mysterious house. Cobwebs, mice, dirt, and grime are everywhere. Sophie looks around the rooms while Markle frantically throws things into his trunks. She opens a window and sees the house climbing up a mountain beside a lake. It's a spectacular view.
Incredible. Calcifer? Calcifer! Are you really moving this castle?
Of course I am. No one else does any work around here.
I am thoroughly impressed. You are a first-class fire demon. I like your spark.
She likes my spark.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's called Star Lake. Something stuck down in that hole.
Oh dear. Markle, give me a hand.
They pull the stick up and lo and behold, it's Turnip Head. He's tagged along.
It's a scarecrow.
Yep, I've been calling him Turnip Head. Somehow he always manages to get stuck upside down.
Turnip Head suddenly jumps up and starts bouncing around as if to say, thank you. It's a jump for joy.
He keeps following me everywhere. Seems to have taken a liking to me.
That's weird. Are you sure you're not a witch, Sophie?
Oh, yes. I'm the worst kind of witch ever. The kind who cleans.
After a few minutes, the house eventually lets out a bellowing cloud of steam and settles down by the lake. Markle and Sophie, with the help of Turnip Head, put out the laundry on a clothesline to dry. After the task is done, Sophie and Markle settle down to a small tea party they have set up outside and rest for a while Turnip Head watches over the clothes.
He seems to like laundry, doesn't he?
Seems so. Thanks to him, they'll dry faster.
Maybe Turnip Head is a demon too. Calcifer doesn't seem to mind him at all.
You're right. He probably is a demon, but he led me here. So maybe he's the good kind.
They both stare out onto the lake, enjoying the scenery. Cut to sunset at the lake. Sophie is sitting in a chair with her feet near the water. Markle approaches her.
We'll put the laundry away, Sophie.
Oh, thank you, Markle. When you get older, all you want to do is look at the scenery. It's so strange. I've never felt so peaceful before.
They make their way back to the castle. Cut to the night sky. Howl has taken a bird-esque form and is flying over burning villages. He sees the warplanes dropping even more bombs and colliding with each other. It's an airship battle, and Howl has flown right into the middle of it. With some expert maneuvering, he makes his way through the battle and eventually returns to his home. The dial on the door is turned to black as he enters. Calcifer is waiting for him.
Are you okay? You smell terrible. You shouldn't be flying around like that. Soon you won't be able to turn back into a human.
He helps himself to a log.
Isn't it great? Sophie put these here for me.
This war is terrible. They've bombed from the southern coast to the northern border. It's all in flames now.
I hate fire that comes from gunpowder. Those dopey guys have absolutely no manners.
My own kind attacked me today.
Who? The Witch of the Waste?
No. Some hack wizards who turned themselves into monsters for the king.
Those wizards are going to regret doing that. They'll never change back into humans.
After the war, they won't recall they ever were human.
Hey, aren't you supposed to report to the king too?
I'm tired. Make some hot water for my bath.
What? Not again.
Cut to the next morning in Port Haven. The hot water pipes are rumbling and cause Sophie to wake with a start.
Oh, is Howl back?
He's wasting all my hot water again.
Cut to mid-morning. Sophie and Markle, in his disguise, are getting groceries. This is Markle's first experience going shopping.
I don't know why we're doing this. Master Howl hardly eats anything.
Oh, too bad. Don't you love early morning markets? And just look at the water. I've never seen the ocean before. It's beautiful.
It always looks like that.
Cut to Port Haven Pier. It's alive with vendors selling fish, potatoes, anything you can imagine.
Caught fresh fish this morning.
I hate fish.
One of our ships is in the harbor. Looks like there was a serious battle.
A warship comes into the harbor on fire. The sailors are pouring out of it, jumping into the shallow waters to escape the flames.
Sophie, let's go closer.
No, oh no. I think I've seen all I can take. Let's go.
She looks over the panicked crowd and gives the gasp. There watching the chaos is an inky shadow blob in a straw hat, one of the Witch of the Wast's croonies.
The witch's henchmen are here.
What?
Quiet down. They're only a few feet away.
The blob turns and slowly walks away from the crowd.
He's gone. I don't understand why no one else seemed to notice him.
Suddenly, 3 bombs go off in the harbor. The crowd screams and points up to the blackened sky.
Sophie, look, that's the enemy's battleship.
The plane hovers above and it drops propaganda from the sky. As the police try to take control of the situation, Sophie drops the groceries and runs through the streets back to Howl's castle with Marco right behind her.
Stay calm! Ignore the propaganda!
They slam the door shut and Sophie catches her breath.
Sophie, are you okay?
I just need a glass of water.
I'll get it.
Ah, Sophie, you sabotaged me. Look what you've done to my hair.
Howl runs down from the bathroom in just a towel and shows off his brightly orange-colored hair.
Oh, what a pretty color.
It's hideous. You've completely ruined my magic potions in the bathroom.
I just organized things, Howl. Nothing's ruined.
Wrong. I specifically told you not to get carried away. But now I'm repulsive. I can't live like this.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
As Howl cries, his hair becomes darker until it's completely black.
You should look at it now. The shade's even better.
It's hopeless. I see no point in living if I can't be beautiful.
The house starts to rumble and dark shadows start to appear from the walls.
Howl, cut it out. Howl, no, stop it.
He's summoning dark spirits. Oh, I saw him do it once before when a girl dumped him.
Now, Howl, you're all right. We'll just dye your hair back again, okay? Fine. So you think you've got it so bad? I've never once been beautiful my entire life. I've had enough of this place.
He dashes down the stairs and opens the back door. We've been transported back to Star Lake, only this time it's raining. Sophie, crying, runs to the lakeside, the rain mixing with her tears. After a few moments, an umbrella pops up above her. She turns and sees Turnip Head holding it over her like the gentleman that he is.
Oh, thank you, Turnip Head. How did you get to be so kind?
Come back inside, Sophie. We need your help. Howl's in trouble.
Back inside, Howl is starting to melt into a puddle of thick green goo.
I'm drowning here, Howl. Sophie, help him, please do something.
Oh, such drama.
Is he dead?
No, he's fine. He's just throwing a tantrum. Come on, give me a hand.
Okay.
Marco and Sophie drag Howl into his bathroom and dump him into the tub. Sophie leaves Marco to take care of Howl and shuts the door, turning to the hallway where a trail of goo has been left behind. She sighs.
Looks like I'm gonna have to mop again.
A little later in the day, in Howl's bedroom, he's brought on his bed dramatically while Sophie hammers away on the door.
I'm coming in. I brought you some warm milk. Want a sip? Okay, I'll put it here. You should drink it before it gets cold.
Sophie, wait.
Do you want some milk?
The Witch of the Waste is trying to find my castle.
Oh, I saw her henchmen down in the harbor.
I'm actually a coward. All I do is hide, and all of this magic is just to keep everybody away. I can't stand how scared I am.
How? Why is the Witch of the Waste trying to hunt you down?
She was once quite beautiful, so I decided to pursue her. Then I realized she wasn't. So, as usual, I ran away. I can't run much longer, though. I have to report to the palace as both Pendragon and Jenkins.
How many aliases do you have anyway?
As many as I need to keep my freedom.
I see. Just refuse the king's invitation.
You see that? That's the oath I took when I entered the Royal Sorcery Academy. I must report to the palace whenever summoned.
You know, Howl, I think you should go see the king.
What?
Give him a piece of your mind. Tell him this war is pointless and you refuse to take part. Huh?
You obviously don't know what these people are like.
But he's our king. He should want to hear what all his citizens have to say.
Sophie, I got it. Why don't you go to the palace for me? That's right, Sophie, you can go and see the king.
Huh?
Just say you're Pendragon's mother and your son is such a cowardly wizard he's too afraid to show his face. Maybe then Madame Suleiman will finally give up on me.
Who's Madame Suleiman?
To the kitchen, Markle and Calcifer watch as Howl uses magic to fix Sophie's dress to make it more sleek and shiny. She stubbornly puts on her straw hat.
You're wearing that hat? After all the magic I used to make your dress pretty?
Take care of him, Markle.
Good luck.
Howl slips his silver ring onto Sophie's finger.
This charm will guarantee your safe return. Don't worry, I'll follow behind you in disguise. Now, off you go.
And with that, he pushes her out onto the street and shuts the door. Sophie looks down at the ring in disdain.
Why do I feel like this is not going to work?
She makes her way down the street as cars speed past her.
I wonder what Howl will be disguised as. Surely not that crow. Can't be a pigeon. He's too flamboyant for that.
She sees a young man and woman flying a small open aircraft, with the woman flirting and giggling ferociously while the man does impressive tricks.
That could be him.
Sophie makes her way to the king's castle. As she walks, a small little dog with droopy ears and small feet starts to follow her. Sophie notices this.
Howl, you disguised yourself as an old dog?
The dog lets out a polite cough.
You couldn't think of something a bit more useful? Do you know how hard it is to do things when you're old?
A cart carried by two of the inky, blobby creatures pulls up beside her, and sticking her large head out the window is the Witch of the Waste carrying a hand fan.
Well, look who's here. The tacky little girl from the hat shop. Thank you for handing my scorching love note to Howl. How's he doing, by the way?
He's acting like a big baby. And he's working me to the bone as his cleaning lady.
How delightful. So tell me, what business do you have here at the palace?
Job hunting. I'm sick of working for Howl. And what about yourself?
I received a royal invitation. That idiot Suleiman finally realized how much she needs my powers.
if you're so great, why don't you break the spell you put on me?
I'm sorry, dear. My talent lies in casting spells, not breaking them. Bye, Granny.
Now wait just a minute. You get back here right now. If I didn't have to worry about you, I would have clobbered her.
Both the witch and Sophie approach the castle stairs at the same time. As they cross the threshold into the palace gates, the witch's magic cart visibly stops, her magical henchman dissolving.
What on earth is wrong with you two?
Sorry, ma'am. Vehicles are prohibited beyond this point. You must continue on foot.
Oh, that's Suleiman, using her magic to force me to climb all these godforsaken stairs. Ugh.
Come on, Howl. We can do this. Just act natural.
Both ladies start to climb the steep stairs. The Witch of the Waste is already out of breath. The dog coughs again and struggles to jump up on the bottom stair. Sophie, with a sigh, turns around and picks up the dog.
Oh my, Howl. Why are you so heavy?
Wait, help. I can't make it.
What did you say? Did you remember how to break my curse?
I told you. I don't know how.
Then start studying.
I don't get it. Where does she get all that energy?
Let me have a small break. Why don't you just give up? You're killing yourself.
I've waited 50 years to be invited here. Ever since that Suleiman banished me to live in the wastes.
Too bad I'm not younger, or I'd lend you a hand. Come on, Howl.
Are you cold-hearted old hag? Next time I'll turn you senile too.
Almost there.
She reaches the top of the stairs and meets a snooty servant.
Hello, madam. This way, please.
You should go help her up these stairs.
I'm strictly forbidden to offer such assistance.
Oh, how cruel. Didn't the king summon us to this palace? Come on, let's go. Are you a witch or aren't you?
No, shut up.
What happened? You look so much older.
Cut to inside of the palace where Sophie escorts the panting and haggard Witch of the Waste.
Mrs. Pendragon and the Witch of the Waste.
Pull yourself together. Isn't this what you've been waiting for?
Mrs. Pendragon and the Witch of the Waste.
Your name is Pendragon? I've heard of that name before.
Because that was the name of my tacky hat shop. Don't you remember?
Is that what it was?
Wait here, please.
The servant leads them into a dark room only lit by candlelight. The door closes behind them and an ornate chair appears in the middle of the room. The witch immediately makes her way towards it and collapses into it. Unbeknownst to the witch, the little dog immediately sets off.
Howl, get back here.
The little dog leads her to a beautiful garden room filled with trees, birds, a fountain, and high glass windows. An older woman in a yellow-backed wheelchair sits with a smile on her face. This is Madame Suleiman, very kind and polite, but powerful.
So, you are Howl's mother, are you?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Pendragon.
You must be tired. Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
I am Madame Suleiman, His Majesty's head sorceress.
Sophie looks under the table and sees the dog lying comfortably. He gives a small squeak.
That's not your dog, is it?
His name is Heme. He's my errand dog. I had him escort you here. I take it Howl won't be joining us.
Ugh, he's such a lazy son. He sent me instead. I'm afraid the king would find him completely useless.
I'm sorry to hear this. Howl was the last apprentice I ever took on. I've never seen such a gifted student. I was so thrilled to have finally found someone talented enough to replace me. Then one day, his heart was stolen by a demon. He never returned to complete his apprenticeship and has been using his magic for entirely selfish reasons ever since, Mrs. Pendragon.
Yes?
That boy is extremely dangerous. His powers are far too great for someone without a heart. If he stays selfish, I'm afraid he'll end up just like the Witch of the Waste. Send her in.
A servant wheeled the witch of the waste. Gone is the youthful and beautiful face. She looks hundreds of years older, wrinkled with a red nose. Her mouth is gaping and unresponsive. She is put next to Sophie, who is in shock.
Oh, what on earth happened to you?
I just restored her to the age she actually is. All her powers are gone now. Once she too was a magnificent sorcerer with so much promise. But then she fell prey to a demon of greed, who slowly consumed her body and soul. Our kingdom can no longer afford to turn a blind eye to these disreputable witches and wizards. If Howl reports to me and vows to use his magic to serve the kingdom, I will show him how to break from his demon. If not, I'll strip him of his powers, just like her.
That is enough. Now, I understand why Howl was so concerned about coming to see you. It's a trap.
As she continues, her face slowly morphs back to her 18-year-old self.
You lure people here at the invitation of the king, then you strip them of all their powers.
She changes back to her real younger self.
Hal would never be so heartless. He may be selfish and cowardly and sometimes hard to understand, but his intentions are good. He just wants to be free. Hal won't come here. He doesn't need your help. He can fix his problem with his demon on his own. I am certain of it.
Now I understand. You're in love with Howl.
With a gasp, Sophie turns back into an old woman.
Oh? How's coming? I want his heart. It's mine.
Stop that. Just calm down. Howl's not coming here, okay?
Outside the garden window, Madame Solomon sees a man landing a tiny airplane on the lawn.
Oh, I think he will. I now know his weakness, Mrs. Pendragon.
The servant opens the door and the man marches in a stately and confident manner.
Your Majesty.
As you were. So then, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thought I'd drop by rather than sit through a dull war meeting.
What an honor.
And who are your guests?
This is Howl's mother, Mrs. Pendragon.
Ah, thanks for coming. But I've decided to not use magic to win this war. We have tried using Madame Suleiman's magic to shield our palace from the enemy's bombs, but the bombs fall on civilian homes instead. That's the problem with magic, right, Suleiman?
You're so eloquent today, Your Majesty.
At that moment, another man identical to the gentleman calling himself the king enters the room. He's much more boisterous than his imposter.
Suleiman, I've got a new battle plan. This time we're going to beat them to a pulp. Ha! Oh, ha, 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 Suleiman, that's the best double you've made of me yet. Ha! Keep up the good work.
Your Majesty.
And get my generals assembled.
He exits. There's a long pause while the imposter and Madame Suleiman stare at each other. The ruse is up.
It's so nice to see you again, Howl.
You're looking well, Madame Suleiman.
Rather weak disguise. Didn't I teach you better?
I'm not trying to outwit you. I kept my oath. I reported when summoned. Now Mother and I will go.
I'm afraid not.
She taps the staff on the ground and summons magic that surrounds Sophie, Howl, Sophie, and the witch.
It's time to show your mother what you really are.
The wind. Shadows pop around the trio, and Howl quickly begins to transform into his horrifying bird form. When only Howl's face remains unchanged, Sophie grabs at it as if to stop it from morphing.
Oh, stop! It's a trap!
This brings Howl to his senses. He sees a movement from Madame Suleiman cover Sophie's with his wings. Madame Suleiman's staff misses them and pins Sophie's hat to the wall as Sophie and Howl escape upwards. He flies up through the glass ceilings, shielding Sophie and the witch, who is hanging onto Sophie's skirt. As soon as they are clear of the glass, Howl's wings melt and returns to his human form as they fall. He makes a controlled landing onto his plane and expertly maneuvers them into the air.
Hold on.
He and the dog barks and jumps into the witch's lap as they take off.
Sophie, sit up here. Did you have to bring those two with you?
Nice doggy.
I can't believe you work for Suleiman. I guess it's too late to toss him.
Sophie, take the wheel.
What? I can't fly. Are you kidding?
They're gaining on us. I'll distract them, then you can fly back to my castle in the wastes.
Oh, I don't know the way.
Hey, don't worry. The ring I gave you will guide you back home. All you have to do is summon Calcifer with your heart.
Calcifer? It's glowing.
Just keep following that light and you should be there before dark.
I can't do this. Why did you make me come here if you were coming yourself?
Knowing you'd be there gave me the courage to show up. That woman terrifies me. I can't face her on my own. You saved me, Sophie. I was in big trouble back there.
Oh, don't let go.
Wow, you're good.
Are you nuts?
We've got a good lead now. I can give you 5 minutes of invisibility, so use it wisely.
How?
Good luck!
He flies away with the decoy, and Suleiman's soldiers take the bait. Sophie's aircraft, invisible now, is no longer pursued. She must fly herself, the witch, and the dog safely to the wastes. Eventually, she gets the hang of it, and they fly through the forest, the ring glow. Cut to Madame Suleiman's garden room. Her servants are cleaning up. One offers her a glass of wine, and another hands her the staff with Sophie's hat attached to it. She is in a most charming mood.
Not now, please. Oh, thank you. That was the most fun I've had in ages. I suppose Howl thinks he's evaded me. I bet his mother can help me find him.
Cut to nighttime in the sky. Our trio is steadily making their way home.
Almost there. That's my hometown below us. Don't try to be cute, dog. I'm still not going to trust you.
As they fly over, we hear the sound of church bells ringing out. Sophie looks down for a few moments, then determinedly looks ahead. Over the trees and hills, we see Howl's castle down in a field, making its way towards the plain.
The castle? It's coming to meet us.
The castle creaks as if to say hello. Its giant mouth is open enough for the plane to land. Markle is waving from the window.
Markle!
Sophie! Here!
Help me! How am I supposed to land this thing?
Sophie flies the plane straight into the castle's mouth, which swallows it with a gulp. The plane crash lands right into the kitchen. There's rubble everywhere, and the witch, the dog, and Sophie are buried under the rubble.
Nice doggy.
Markle, I'm home.
Are you hurt? I missed you.
Oh, I missed you too. Thanks for coming to meet us.
A hug. Cut to later that evening, everyone is asleep. The witch and the dog curled up on a sofa, Sophie on a mattress, Calcifer in the hearth. The back door opens and in comes Howl. Calcifer is startled awake.
Oh, this is bad. You've gone too far, Howl.
The shadow that is Howl in his monster form walks slowly by Sophie's mattress. He growls a bit. As he makes his way up the stairs, Sophie wakes up, but she's useful again.
I wonder if Howl's back home.
Sophie, she lights a candle and quietly follows his bloody footprints and feathers to his bedroom.
Howl?
She enters his bedroom, only this time it's grown into a cave. The walls and floor are strewn with glittering treasures, and Howl's deep in the cave, lying on his stomach, breathing heavily. He's a full-fledged monster. The wind blows.
Howl, is that you? Are you in pain? Tell me what's happening.
Go away.
No, I'm not going away. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you break the spell that you're under.
You can't even break your own spell.
But you don't understand. I love you.
You're too late.
Bearing his fangs and with a great swoop, he flies off, leaving Sophie in the dark.
How? No!
The next morning, Howl turns on hot water for his bath. Sophie, as an old woman, wakes up with sweat on her face. Was it a dream?
Calcifer, did Howl just get back in?
Yeah, and he looks terrible. You better figure out how to break the spell on us quick. Howl's running out of time. I hope you realize that.
You mean he'll become a monster? Is that it?
I can't tell you the details of the curse, lady. You should know that by now. Come on.
Do you know what Madame Suleiman said? She said that Howl's heart was stolen by a demon. Tell me now, what do you know?
I'm so sorry, but that would be confidential information.
What if I dump a bucket of water on you?
If you drown me, then Howl will die too.
Cut to dawn. Sophie steps out of the ship and looks at the castle's mouth where the plane has crash landed. Turnip Head bounces next to her as if to say, "Good morning, Sophie."
hello, turnip head. This isn't going to be easy.
Later the same day, Markle, Turniphead, and Heen all grab onto ropes to pull the plane out of the castle. Sophie is inside on the tongue, ready to push.
All right, Sophie, come on.
Okay. Calcifer, open it wider. Here we go.
They all push and pull, but to no avail.
I said move!
She kicks it out of frustration, inadvertently bringing it to life. Propellers whirling, the plane falls out of the castle's mouth and heads straight for where Markle, Heen, and Turniphead are pulling. All three of them drop the ropes and take cover behind some rocks while the plane rolls over on its side and breaks apart, spilling gas onto the flowers. After a moment, Heen, Markle, and Turniphead all celebrate their achievement.
Maybe if I hang a curtain in here, Howl won't notice. Come on in, it's time to eat.
Inside the kitchen, Sophie, Markle, Heen, the Witch of the Waste are at the table. Turniphead is watching from outside the kitchen hole. He wants to be let in, but feels it's impolite to invite himself. Calcifer is looking suspiciously at the Witch of the Waste, who is being fed porridge by Sophie.
Would you like some more?
Don't feed her. That's the Witch of the Waste.
Oh, she's all right.
She keeps staring at me. It's freaking me out.
What a pretty fire.
Howl comes bounding down the stairs, looking much better than the last time we saw him.
Good morning, everybody.
Howl, hello. Glad you're home.
Welcome back, Mr. Howl.
Welcome back, Mr. Howell. Can we keep this dog? Can we?
The Witch of the Waste and Suleiman's dog at my table? What possessed you to let them in, Calcifer?
I didn't let them in. Sophie crash landed her plane into my face.
Ha! I knew she'd make a great pilot.
He walks over to the hole in the wall and sees Turniphead.
Looks like we have another addition to the family. You've got quite a nasty spell on you too. Seems everyone in this family's got problems.
What a handsome man.
So we've got a lot of work to do. We're moving.
That's
moving.
That's great. I'm sick of being stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Madam Suleiman is hot on our trail, so we're going to have to hurry. That's right, but we have to move to a place where Madam Suleiman can't find us so easily. But I'm afraid your spell is too strong for this move, so you're going to have to stay behind.
Turniphead is dejected, but there's no time for that. Howl and Markle start on the moving preparations. A little while later, the group minus Turniphead sit in the kitchen. Between Calcifer's and Howl's combined magic, they're able to not only move the house, but also do a complete redesign of the interior. It's become more of a home than a castle. Living rooms, dining rooms, bathrooms, bedrooms, playrooms, gardens, you name it.
This is great, Master Howells. It's huge.
Oh, what a pretty fire.
Sophie hears distant bells ringing and turns to the window. She suddenly realizes that Howl has moved them into her old hometown.
Oh, but this is...
Look, I added a bathroom. Lovely, isn't it? Since our family seems to keep growing. Come over here, Sophie. I added another bedroom, too. Have a look.
As she takes it all in, she suddenly changes back to her younger self.
But why did you do all of this?
So we'd have a room that suited you. Do you like it?
Of course. It's perfect for a cleaning lady.
I bought new clothes for you, but you can open them later. Come with me for the next surprise.
Sophie, come on. Hurry up. We've got a courtyard.
The shop is ours, too.
Let's go, Eileen.
Markle and Heen disappear off to explore the new space.
See that new color on the dial? There's a new portal.
There is now a yellow space on the dial by the front door, and Sophie gasps in awe when Howl opens the door.
It's a present for you. Come see.
Sophie walks into the most beautiful landscape of flowers she's ever seen. It spread thousands of miles from all sides of the castle. Birds are chirping, the sky's blue, the water is clear.
You like it? It's my secret garden.
It's incredible. Did you use your magic to make this?
Only a little, just to help the flowers grow.
This place is gorgeous, Howl. It's like a dream. It all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before.
Come with me.
I feel so at home. Okay.
Come. Look there.
Oh, what a cute cottage.
That was my secret hideaway. I spent a lot of time here myself when I was young.
You were alone?
My uncle, who was a wizard, gave me this place as his private study. Now you can come here whenever you like. What's the matter?
You're scaring me. I have this weird feeling that you're going to leave. Hal, tell me what's going on. Please. I don't care if you're a monster.
I'm just setting things up so all of you can live a comfortable life, Sophie. With all the flowers you got in this valley, you could easily open up a flower shop, right? I'm sure you'd be good at it.
So, you are going away. Please, Howl, I know I can be help to you. Even if I'm not pretty and I'm all good, all I'm good at is cleaning.
Sophie, you're beautiful.
But Sophie's self-doubt has shown through, turning her into an old woman once more.
Well, the nice thing about being old is that you've got nothing much to lose.
Howl is about to say something, but is stopped by a rustle he's unfamiliar with. He and Sophie turn and see a battleship between the mountains.
What is that thing doing out here?
A battleship?
Still looking for more cities to burn.
Is it the enemy's or one of ours?
What difference does it make? Stupid murderers. We can't just let them fly off with all those bombs.
With a wave of his hand, Howl causes the ship to sputter and slowly fall through the air. Sirens blare.
What's happening? What did you do?
Just messed with it. It won't crash, though.
She looks down at his arm and sees feathers sprouting from it and his hand turn into a claw.
How?
Uh-oh. Here they come.
Out of the warship pops what looks like massive black ink blots with straw top hats and buzzing wings, aiming straight at Howl and Sophie.
Those things are Suleiman's henchmen. Let's go.
He grabs Sophie by the waist and they start to run.
Faster. We need to take off.
Howl has sprouted wings from his back as they were running, and he picks Sophie up by her wrists and takes off. He flies back to the portal door and deposits Sophie through before turning to fight the henchmen. We follow Sophie as she stumbles through the door into Markle and Heen.
Ouch. Oh, I'm too old to be treated like this.
Later that evening, Sophie sits sewing by candlelight. There's a knock on the door. Markle and Heen come in, ready for bed.
Amy, you there?
Good night, Sophie.
Good night, Markle.
They start to leave.
Oh, don't worry about Master Howl, Sophie. Sometimes he goes away for days on end.
Thanks, Markle. That's good to know.
Cut to Sophie is tucking the newly powerless Witch of the Waste into bed.
do you need anything else?
I'm fine.
Well, good night then.
She starts to exit.
You're in love.
Sophie stops.
Don't deny it. You've been sighing all day.
As Sophie turns, we see she is her younger self again. She sighs and goes to sit on the witch's bed with resignation.
Just as I thought.
Have you ever been in love before?
Of course I have. I'm still in love. Strapping young men are so difficult to deal with, but their hearts, I just adore.
You're terrible.
And they're so cute, too.
Suddenly, an alarm is heard.
What's that sound?
That's an air raid siren.
Air raid?
It's a long ways off, but you'd better not go out tonight, dear. I'm sure Suleiman's henchmen are looking everywhere for this place.
Cut to Solomon's henchmen doing just that, swarming around unknown rooftops in search of the castle. Cut back to Sophie at the witch's bedside.
What a good fire. It keeps this house so well hidden.
Cut to scenes of war, gunfire, explosions, and smoke fill the air. Howl flies above in his bird form. Cut to the street outside the castle is bustling with people who seem to be evacuating en masse. Markle in his beard disguise and Heen step out the shop door into the street as a car pulls up. Markle and Heen hurtle back in to find old Sophie.
Sophie, there's a strange lady in here.
A woman enters, looking curiously around the courtyard until she sees Sophie.
Mother? Mother?
I barely recognize the place. Who is that woman? Huh? The landlady? Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got married again. He's such a nice man, and he's filthy rich too. So we can all live together again. You won't have to work as a cleaning lady anymore.
That's all right, Mother. I actually like living here.
Really? Oh, I forgot. I got a car waiting. Gotta run.
Sophie exits to show her mom out. The witch wakes from her nap and sees a bag on the tabletop. As she opens the bag, an inky-looking snake creature pops out. She grabs it with amusement.
A peeping bug? Can't Suleiman do better than that? Open wide, cow.
She tosses the creature to Calcifer, who happily gobbles it up, but immediately begins choking and emitting a plume of dark smoke. Cut to the street where Sophie is seeing her mom off.
I hope you and your new husband will be very happy.
Thank you, Sophie. Bye.
Goodbye, Mother.
Cut to a car's interior as Sophie's mom drives away. We see the driver is in the same uniform as the Solomon's palace staff.
I did what I was told. Now, take me to my husband.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Suleiman will be very pleased to see you.
Forgive me, Sophie.
Markle in his beard disguise and Sophie stand at the door to the shop and watch the people evacuating.
Wow. Look at all of them. If they keep leaving at this rate, the town will soon be empty.
Do you want to leave too, Sophie?
What?
The lady says that she wants you to live with her now.
Yes, well, at least she cared enough to visit.
Oh, don't leave me, Sophie.
Marco
I-
buries his face in her skirts as he hugs her.
I love you. You have to stay.
I love you too, Markle. I'll stay.
Really? Because we're family now.
Yes, we're a family.
Thank you, Sophie.
Marco seems reassured. They share a hug. Cut to the witch still sitting in the chair is rooting around in the back the inky snake came out of, finds what she's looking for. It's a large cigar which she lights and begins puffing on.
I will never let Suleiman get a hold of Howl.
Sophie and Marco have returned. The witch is still puffing on her cigar. Sophie is trying to stoke the fire with some bellows. Marco is reading a newspaper.
The newspaper says we won.
Only idiots believe what they read in the paper.
It's so strange. I can't get calcifer going. Do you have to smoke that? It smells terrible.
Don't deny an old witch her pleasures, young lady.
Markle, would you go crack a window, please?
I wouldn't open that window if I were you, dear. Calcifer's too weak right now to protect this place. Suleiman's henchmen could get in.
Marco doesn't hear this because he's gone over to the window. He opens it in a small way, and suddenly we hear dozens of bombs dropping all around the town where Howl's castle is currently situated. They're in the middle of a blitz. The house quakes and crockery falls off the wall and crashes around them.
Markle!
She runs through the quaking room to grab Markle and hurriedly shuts the window again. She runs out into the courtyard to see a huge steampunk airship pass overhead. Markle follows her out.
Markle, get back inside. I'm going to check on the shop.
Sophie, for the last time, transforms into her younger self, runs out the front door of the shop and sees the town is ablaze from the bombs. As she watches, a group of black, inky creatures in palace uniforms start to approach her menacingly.
There are bombs falling on us. Why can't you put out some fires instead?
She darts back into the house and slams the door just as the creatures pounce on the spot where she just stood. She realizes she can't hold them off and retreats back into the shop just as the creatures smash through the door. Dozens of them pile in as Sophie runs back out into the courtyard in time to see another huge airship as it loses its incendiary cargo of bombs directly above. As she stares, frozen in horror, she sees Howl in his monstrous bird form riding one of the bombs towards her.
Howl! No!
The bombs explode all around them and Sophie is thrown into the wall. We see the scenes of chaos and explosion all around the town and the castle. The witch is sitting calmly, still puffing her awful cigar as the house crashes around her.
Oh, this is exciting.
As the chaos settles, we see Howl has somehow managed to land his bomb unexploded in the middle of the little courtyard. He looks around to check Sophie's all right. She opens her eyes and runs to hug him.
Howl!
I'm sorry, Sophie. I should have gotten here sooner.
You're alive. Oh, thank goodness.
As Howl and Sophie embrace, the inky guards ooze through the shop door into the courtyard. Howl calmly leads Sophie into the house part of the castle. The inky guards try to follow them, but the castle's protection forces them back out the door in a whirlwind and shuts again behind them.
Master Howl, Sophie, you're okay.
Calcifer, you hang in there now.
Calcifer returns with a sickly burp. Howl turns to the witch, who is still puffing away.
Tell me, was that cigar a gift from Madame Suleiman by any chance?
How? Oh, she fed me something gross. I feel sick.
Why, if it isn't Howl, I think you and I need to have a nice long heart-to-heart.
There's nothing I'd like more than that, but right now there's a war going on.
I would like you, Howl. You're not running away anymore.
The witch stuffs a cigar out into Howl's outstretched palm.
Until later, then.
Howl turns to Sophie.
Stay here. Calcifer will protect you from the henchmen. I'll stand guard outside.
He starts to leave, but Sophie runs after him.
No, wait. How? Don't go out there. It's too dangerous.
Another wave is coming, and Calcifer is too weak to stop the bombs.
Let's run. Don't fight them, Howl.
Sorry. I've had enough of running away, Sophie. Now I've got something I want to protect. It's you.
Sophie is stunned into silence as she watches him disappear out the door in a flurry of feathers.
Come back.
She follows him out the door and sees him disappear into the scorched night sky. Then she sees the inky guards oozing back into corporal form, so she runs back to the safety of Howl's castle, shutting the door behind her. Cut to Howl flying through the sky toward another huge airship. We see the smaller flying ink guards from before swarming into the courtyard where the other ink guards try to find a way to penetrate Calcifer's defenses. Sirens can be heard nearby. Sophie is on the other side of the door, which shakes from the inky creature's attempts to get in. She turns the portal dial to green, and all is quiet. She cautiously peeks outside once she's convinced they are far from danger. Once she's convinced they're far from danger, she runs out into the train. She can see the fires of wars way off in the distance now.
There's where we were at the shop. Look. Looks like Howl's in trouble.
We see a huge airship engulfed in flames. Close-up reveals Howl is clinging onto the side, roaring ferociously as he fights off the flying inky guards.
Is Howl in there?
She watches the distant flaming ship descend into a crash landing. Markle and Heen appear at the doorway.
What's going on? Turn up!
Sophie rushes past Turnip Head, Markle, and Heen back into the house.
Markle, I need your help.
Are you crazy? I can't move portals without Howl's help.
You have to try. If we don't break away, Howl will keep protecting the hat shop. I think I preferred him as a coward.
Sophie ties a cloak around the witch and ushers her out.
Okay, we have to go now.
Are we going for a stroll?
We can't do that. It will make us too vulnerable.
We already are. And if we don't move quick, he doesn't have a chance.
Sophie, they're about to bomb the hat shop.
Quick, help her get inside, okay?
Markle obediently rushes to help guide the witch. Sophie brandishes a coal shovel at Calcifer.
You're coming with us. Hop on.
I can't. It's impossible. No one but Howl can take me out of this earth.
There's no time to close Calcifer. We have to try something.
Sophie thrusts the coal shovel into the hearth under Calcifer and picks him up carefully.
Oh, no, no, no. Help, help. Crazy lady with the shovel. If you take me out that door, the castle could collapse.
Good.
Markle pokes his head back in.
We're ready.
Sophie begins to edge towards the door, still holding Calcifer atop the coal shovel.
Make sure I go last. Sophie, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure it won't be good.
She turns around in the doorway so that she exits backwards, and Calcifer is the last one out. As she pulls the coal shovel out into the rain, we see the interior dissolve and disintegrate, crumbling right before our eyes. The exterior of the castle falls into a clanging heap of rubble.
Oh, I told you it would collapse. Ah, rain, rain!
They see another airship above.
The ship's headed for town.
Markle, look after her. Turnip Head, help me find a way back in.
Sophie and Turnip Head go off in search of a way into the rubble.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm going to take good care of you.
Markle, here's a way in.
Heen follows Sophie in, and Turning Head goes to help the witch inside. Marco runs along beside them. Inside the castle is a mess. Everything is smashed and rain is dripping in through many holes in the ceiling.
Oh, the roof is leaking.
Hold on for a second.
It's wet here. Sophie. Ah, damp, very damp.
Sophie is collecting firewood from the rubble. She heaps it onto Calcifer's complaining form.
Hurry, please.
Markle, hurry. Get inside.
Markle enters, still carefully guiding the witch.
Castle's a wreck.
Told you we should have stayed put. Howl and I could have handled it.
We have to tell Howl we're not attached to the hat shop now. Move the castle and take us to Howl.
What?
I know you can do it. I've seen a fire with more spark.
But there's no chimney here, and I keep getting dripped on. The wood's all damp.
They say that the best burn brightest when the circumstances are at their worst.
Yeah, but no one really believes that. Come on, let's be honest.
Ooh, what a pretty fire.
All right, I need something of yours, Sophie.
Why is that?
I can't do it by myself. How about your eyes?
Huh? How about this?
She offers Calcifer a long braid of hair. He singes it off and munches down the entire plate like a strain of spaghetti. Sophie now has a cute gray bob. He begins glowing with renewed vigor and swells inside. He uses his new strength to physically lift the crumpled castle. Pieces are falling off all over the place, but the core of the structure seems to be intact. The floor disappears in front of Sophie, showing the mechanical workings of the castle's legs, but finally, much smaller now, its steam-powered legs set off towards the distant town. Turning Head hops along beside them.
Thanks, Calcifer. You're fantastic.
Imagine what I could have done with your eyes or your heart.
That's it! You've got Howl's heart!
She stares into Calcifer's flamey body and sees a small pulsing shape.
I found it!
The castle keeps moving towards the fire of the war. We can see a battle in the sky. Hundreds of flying inky guards are converging on Howl.
I can see Howl out there. It looks like he's trapped.
More and more inky guards fly towards Howl, and suddenly a fork of lightning strikes directly through the place where Howl is. Sophie gasps and pulls her head back inside the castle.
Calcifer, hurry!
Sophie gasps again as she sees the witch heading straight for Calcifer. The witch grabs the coal scuttle he sits on and pulls it out from the wood pile.
No!
Put it back! Let's go!
Sophie wrestles the witch for the coal shovel. The witch drops the shovel as she seizes on the pulsing shape at Calcifer's center.
Howl's heart! It's mine!
Cut it out!
The witch grabs the burning heart with both hands, and the castle begins to lurch and falter. The inhabitants are thrown about as the castle struggles to hold together.
Put it back!
It's hot! No, it's burning me!
You're catching fire!
No, it's mine! It's mine! It's mine!
Sophie grabs a bucket of water and douses the witch with it. She is no longer a flame, and the heart in her hands has settled to a small, tame blue fire. Suddenly, the castle splits in two, Markle and the witch on one side of the rift, and Sophie and Heen on the other. As Markle watches, Sophie's side falls and splinters against the rocks.
Sophie! Sophie!
Sophie ruined it. My heart! It's ruined!
Marco's half of the castle somehow manages to continue marching away. We cut to the rocks where Sophie's portion of the wreck landed. Sophie comes to in the middle of the debris. Heen comes wheezing out of the rubble, sniffing and shaking dust from himself. He goes over to the despondent Sophie, whose eyes are filled with tears.
Oh, Heen, what have I done? I poured water on Calcifer. What have I killed Howl too?
As she breaks down into uncontrollable floods of tears, the magic ring Howl gave her earlier starts to glow. It emits a beam of light, seemingly pointing in the direction of Howl. He sees this and tries to get Sophie's attention with a series of wheezes. The light disappears, and Heen is now desperately jumping on Sophie and wheezing for her attention. The ring has begun to vibrate on her finger. She sees it and suddenly has hope.
It's moving. Is Howl still alive? Can you lead me to him?
As if in response, the ring again glows and sends a trail of light out in one clear direction. Sophie follows it. It's pointing directly at a big piece of rubble from the castle. Sophie moves the rubble to find the portal door intact behind it.
The front door.
She tries the door. It opens. She throws it wide, but all we can see inside is darkness. The beam of light from her ring disappears into the gloom. She tentatively puts her hand in, and it shimmers and wobbles as though it's underwater. Sophie gasps slightly, then resolves herself and steps into the void. Heen follows, wheezing and wagging his tail. They walk together through the darkness, the light from the ring their only guide. They come to a small cottage, sparsely furnished with a bed, a fireplace, and a table strewn with writing papers and an inkwell in the shape of a battleship. Heen is sniffing and scratching at the only door.
Heen.
Sophie and Heen go through the door outside the cottage. Above them is a shower of shooting stars in the sky. One meteor is brighter than the rest as Sophie watches it. As Sophie watches it, the ring on her finger begins to disintegrate. As the meteor touches down in the distance, it emits a rainbow spark, which illuminates the figure of a young boy.
That's Howl.
Sophie starts to run towards the figure of the young Howl.
I know where I am. I'm in Howl's childhood.
She keeps running, chased by shooting stars which dance around her playfully. The ground is no longer firm beneath her feet. It's like an inky swamp of magic. As she struggles for footing, she sees young Howl catching a shooting star. It sparks and fizzes in his hands, and it looks like he's talking to it. Then he swallows it. Slowly from his chest, he pulls out his flaming heart and stares at it for a moment. Suddenly, the last remnants of the ring around her finger disappear, and a gaping hole opens in the floor beneath Sophie. She is suspended in a growing black hole of nothingness.
Calcifer!
The young boy, holding what we now see is Calcifer in his hands, turns and sees her.
It's me, Sophie. I know how to help you now. Find me in the future.
She falls further and further away from young Howl and Calcifer until the floor closes back up after her. He just manages to squeeze through after her before it closes. As they're falling, he starts walking through the void. Sophie tries to follow, but she's crying and her tears float all around her as though there is no gravity.
Sorry, Heen. I'm trying to hurry. I just can't seem to stop crying.
He leads them back through the portal door to the scene of wreckage they left earlier. The portal door implodes into nothing after they exit. In front of Sophie is a huge pile of sludgy, bloody feathers, which she immediately recognizes.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Did I come too late?
She brushes the feathers away with her hands to reveal Howl's face beneath.
I didn't mean for you to wait this long.
She kisses his cold, unfeeling face.
I need you to take me to Calcifer, if you can.
The huge shape stirs and takes flight. Sophie and Heen balance on his foot as he flies. Cut to the last remains of Howl's castle is a pair of mechanical legs with some floorboards on top like a walking raft. It is relentlessly marching across a barren, rocky landscape. Turnip Head is perched on the raft, and we can see the huddle shape of Markle and the witch. Overhead, Howl's flying figure approaches them. He lands them on the raft, and immediately the feathers dissolve, and his unconscious but human form lies still. Markle rushes over to him.
He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, Markle.
Sophie approaches the witch, who is defensively clutching the blue burning heart. She clearly doesn't want to give it up.
Hal needs that back now.
Don't look at me. I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sophie just hugs the witch tightly.
Please, please give it back.
You really want it that badly?
Yes.
All right then. You better take good care of it. Here, dear.
Thank you. You have a big heart.
She kisses the witch and then carefully carries the heart back over to Howl's prone body.
Calcifer.
Sophie, I'm so tired.
If I give Hal back his heart, what will happen to you?
I'll be okay if you do it, I think. I mean, you dumped water on me and Hal and I both survived.
I better hurry. I better try then. I mean, it's so warm and fluttering like a bird.
It's still just the heart of a child.
Please, please help Calcifer. Please help Calcifer live, and please help Howl take back his heart.
These last words, Sophie speaks to the small blue object glowing in her cupped hands. Then she brings it down to Hal's chest and gently pushes it through. After a few seconds, a bright spark dances back out like the shooting stars earlier.
I'm alive! I'm alive! Look, I'm free! Free! I'm alive, I tell you.
With that, Calcifer jubilantly spirals away into the sky.
He moved, see?
The walking raft below them suddenly lurches, throwing them all off into the rocks.
I can't stand without Calcifer.
The raft of the floorboards is hurling down the hillside at an alarming rate. Turnip Head springs into action and puts himself in front of the raft, attempting to use his pole as a brake to slow their breakneck descent.
Turnip!
They fall off a cliff edge. Turnip Head is unable to stop them. The raft wedges between two rocks, forming a solid surface, and Turnip Head crashes down onto it.
His pole snapped. Are you all right? We'll get you a new pole, okay? You saved us, Turnip.
Sophie kisses Turnip Head. He begins trembling all over and magically transforms into a smart young gentleman who bows to Sophie.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. I'm the prince who's been missing from the neighboring kingdom. Somehow I got that blasted spell put on me.
I know that spell. A kiss from your true love breaks it.
That's right. If it weren't for Sophie, I would have been a scarecrow for the rest of my life.
My. What a strapping young man you are.
Sophie misses the whole interaction because her attention is all on Howl, who begins to awaken now.
What's going on? What am I doing here? And I feel terrible, like there's a weight on my chest.
Heart's a heavy burden.
Sophie, your hair looks just like starlight. It's beautiful.
You think so? So do I.
Sophie jumps on Howl, and the witch covers Markle's eyes.
Well, it looks like your true love is in love with someone else. You should go home anyway and tell your king to stop this dumb war.
Yes, That's exactly what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. One thing you can always count on is that hearts change. So, as soon as this war is over, I shall return.
I love it when you talk like that. I'll look forward to your return, big boy.
Keen wheezes as though he's laughing and runs round in circles. Cut to Madame Suleiman is watching Heen in her crystal ball from her wheeled throne in her garden room.
There you are. You should have checked in earlier. What on earth were you up to?
Heen steps backwards so Suleiman can see the strange ensemble on the raft in the crystal behind him.
Howl found his true love. You little traitor.
Heen turns his back on Suleiman and runs over to the group, tail wagging happily. The image in the crystal fades.
The game is over. Get me the Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense. It's time to put an end to this idiotic war.
Yes, ma'am.
Cut back to Howl and the gang. The twinkling spark has returned.
Hey, it's Calcifer!
You didn't have to come back, Calcifer.
Sophie holds out her hands and the spark settles there and turns into the familiar flaming form of Calcifer.
Kind of missed you guys. And it looks like it's gonna rain.
I missed you too, Calcifer.
She kisses him.
Wow!
There is cheesy music as we see a group of airships that look like they're returning home from the war. Out of the clouds, Howl's new moving castle emerges. Instead of just legs, this model has been rebuilt with a huge propeller on the back and wings at each side. From above, we can see a lovely garden where Heen and Marco frolic together as the witch watches on from her chair. Sophie and Howl are canoodling on a balcony. They smooch as the flying castle flaps away into the distance. The music swells. The end.